And new this morning, prosecutors are seeking a more severe sentence against the man accused of murdering a Providence nurse. Melissa Jubain had recently been married. She was found dead 2 days after she was reported missing on September 4th. Her neighbor, 27-year-old Bryce Schubert, was arrested for her murder. Last month, he pleaded not guilty to charges of first-degree murder, kidnapping, and second-degree abuse of a corpse. Now the prosecution is asking for a jury to find an enhanced sentence. An enhanced sentence is a longer or more severe punishment for a crime due to certain circumstances. Among the factors, the court documents allege that Schubert was deliberately cruel while carrying out the crime, used a weapon causing permanent injury, and that future efforts to rehabilitate him would not be successful. And there is a need to ensure the safety of the public. Schubert is due back in court on November 18th.